Hey, what's up everybody? This is ICMK. I want to talk about the new patch and Janet Cage. I'm going to go over real quick the new patch, some other stuff that was in it. But there wasn't really a whole lot to it, aside from Janet Cage being available now. Most of the changes are related to the Nintendo Switch version, specifically being bug fixes. Nothing major. A change in the benchmarking on PC for crossplay. So hopefully that will make crossplay a little bit better as far as the PC aspect is concerned. And then there was also a mention of a fix for online Kombat League. Something that was causing dropped frames. Now, I wasn't quite sure what that was talking about, so tried looking into it. Played some Kombat League and stuff last night, and I just don't see a noticeable difference in the quality of the netcode or anything. And they said that, they specified Kombat League. So I don't know if there is some kind of issue I'm unaware of that was happening specifically in Kombat League to cause dropped frames. But apparently, supposedly, whatever that was is fixed. But the netcode is still as bad as it was, as far as I can tell. Let's just talk about Janet Cage, because that's pretty much all there was in the patch. No nerfs, no buffs, no nothing like that. Not a whole bunch to really get into. It's mainly just Janet Cage. Honestly, I feel like a lot of these people out here on YouTube, they're just lying about Janet Cage. I feel like not everyone, but a lot of people are just straight up lying or don't know what the hell they're really talking about. I guess with Janet Cage, let's start with the whole, everyone has Sento now. No, that's not even true. I don't feel like that's really true. Janet Cage is not the same thing as Kenshi and Sento. Using Janet Cage with whatever character doesn't make you the equivalent of playing Kenshi and Sento. It just doesn't. It's not the same thing. I don't think Janet Cage is going to make characters super oppressive and hard to deal with and stuff like that. Not as much as Sento does. I think she's good. I think she's a good cameo in general. But I don't think she's overpowered. I don't think she's, breaking the game like some people want to put that narrative out there. And, she's just a solid, good cameo that has multiple options to her. More options than technically any other cameo. And that's not a bad thing, that's a good thing. I've been complaining lately about the depth of Mortal Kombat 1, and that goes for both the main fighters and the cameo fighters. So I like seeing that she has some depth to her game and can be used in various ways. So far, I've only really have played Janet Cage with Tanya at the moment, and the stunt double doesn't seem to be something that's super great necessarily for Tanya, at least. But I see the potential there with potential other characters teamed up with her that could make the stunt double pretty decent, pretty good for basically overhead low setups, hard to blockables. But I feel like those are going to be harder to set up than what you typically would do with Sento and Kenshi. I don't feel like it's going to be something that's as practical to do all the time, but there will be some scenarios, some situations that, yeah, it's going to be a threat. From what I've played with her, the move that I find the most interesting is the mime wall. I've noticed, it seems like not everyone has, but I've noticed that the mime wall only works on the ground, so it's not like a complete wall that they can't jump over. It can be jumped over. But throwing out the mime wall creates a very unique situation, I feel like, in the game, where you can use it to have a little wall there to play, do your footsies game right there, try to get them to strike at you while you're trying to, being right there by the wall, and you try to counter them as they're trying to strike, as they're hitting the wall, basically, right? Or, watch for them to jump over it and anti-air. You can kind of try setting up anti-airs by throwing out the wall and not necessarily making them jump, but giving them that option to jump. And if they do, then take advantage of it and then counter them. And then the third thing that it makes the wall interesting is how it's going to help some characters zone out better than before, even. Such as a Raiko or a Quan Chi, for example. Or maybe even a Subzero, I can see it helping Subzero to a degree, or even like a Liu Kang, for example. Because you could set up that wall, back away, throw out your projectiles and whatnot, and they have to jump over the wall, or just kind of sit there, deal with it. They can't really get to you as easily, and having the wall there and seeing where where you have Janet at, you can tell if they're trying to advance. You can tell exactly where they're going to be jumping at. So again, another opportunity to set up and counter them coming at you, trying to get to you on the jumping, right? By jumping over Janet. So, all in all, I feel like that's going to be one of the main tools that we see used with her more so, is these setups with the wall. But I also like her jump punch or ambush move. She has a close and far version of this jump punch ambush move, and can actually do it up to 3 times without up to 3 times in a row, like on one call-in, without it actually costing more cameo meter, which is nice. But the more and more I played, was playing Janet, and I was using that a lot for combo extensions with Tanya, I realized that I was basically playing the same way as if I were using Sonya cameo, except I didn't have the wall. So I will say without a doubt in my mind, personally, that Janet Cage is better than Sonya Blade as cameo in this game, because she basically does everything that Sonya does, but more. So with that being said, though, I can tell you right now that Janet Cage is not going to be a cameo that's going to replace the best cameo for every character in the game. She's not going to be all over the place, basically. Just from playing Janet with Tanya, I could tell already that no, this isn't going to be the right cameo for Tanya long term. Goro's still better. Goro's still the best cameo for Tanya. No doubt. So that's not going to change. But, you know, things are still early. How much will we be seeing her in the long run? Hard to say right now. But ultimately, it pretty much comes down to, is she the best cameo choice right now for certain characters or not? Or is she not going to, you know, or if she's not the best choice for any character, then we're going to get to a point rather soon that nobody is actually using her. Overall, though, I do like the functionality of her. I really like that wall. I like that she had that her jump punch, ambush jump punch move is good for combo extensions that can extend combos, or you know, you can get combos, make combos off of things that you normally couldn't have before, such as uppercuts. You get an uppercut on someone, now you can, you know, you can do this with Sonya as well. There's other cameos technically you can do this as well, but I don't feel like as easily as you can with Janet. But you can do like an uppercut, have her come out with her jump punches, and you can literally just be walking along while Janet's doing the jump punches, and then connect off of that, finish your combo. Then her nut punch, split leg punch, whatever the hell they want to call it. It's okay move. Only -6 on block, so it's something that can be used to help keep you safe on strings that are usually unsafe. It can, but the thing I like the best about it is that it's got invulnerability when being used as a reversal or being used on wake up. So instead of using like an armor wake up move, you can use her nut punch on wake up and get a similar, you know, get the same result basically, without even taking damage. Because when you do an armored move and you get hit, you're still taking damage, even though you're absorbing that hit. With Janet Cage, she has the invulnerability, so you just absorb the hit without taking damage and take the advantage back, take the turn back, right? Aside from that, basically doing the nut punch on block, or doing stuff like her stunt double and like any of the moves out of her stunt double, those are just basically plus on block. With the exception of nut punch is plus on hit, but it's puts them in the restand. They can still get their block up though. It's not something that you can combo off of. You can't combo off of the nut punch, but you can still do a standing reset, go for a mix-up, strike throw, and you basically set all that stuff, same type of scenarios up with her stunt double as well. With, you know, whether it's hit or on block, have plus frames, be able to set up mix-ups, strike throw game, typical shit, right? The main thing is people are afraid, like, oh, everybody's going to have a Sento now. It's like, no. If that was actually the case, then maybe she would become the most used. But the thing with Sento that's so overwhelming is that, first off, Kenshi hits you with a string, calls out Subzero or Frost if you're using Frost for whatever fucking reason, and freezes you, right? So that allows you so much time to call Sento out and do whatever the fuck you want to set it up and continue on. Call Sento out, you do a combo into that Sento special that creates a crossover for Kenshi, but leaves Sento on the other side. So now you're in the middle between Sento and Kenshi and getting hit at the same time from both sides. That is only a practical setup with Kenshi because of Subzero cameo freezing them in place and letting you do the setup. With Janet Cage, you what are you gonna do? You're gonna do string into Janet Cage, stunt double to call her out, and then you're gonna jump over to get the crossover so that they're in between your character and Janet Cage, or maybe you have a certain move with whatever character you're using that goes into a crossover. Not many characters are going to be able to do that. It's not going to be practical for most characters in the game. And so the whole big, overwhelming, oppressive strategy that Kenshi players do at Sento doesn't really apply with Janet Cage with at least most characters in the game. At least not as a practical setup, right? I haven't played my reptile with Janet yet. Going to be tonight. But I can already tell you that Reptile is going to be able to do that kind of setup better than potentially any other character in the game. At least being one of the best at getting that scenario set up and it being a little more practical than it is for most other characters. And the reason being because of his enhanced dash attack. I still call it elbow dash. His enhanced elbow dash attack. However, you're going to have to burn a bar meter to guarantee that you get the setup, right? Because on block of the regular version of the dash attack, on block, you stop right there in front of him. On block of the enhanced version, you still cross over. So, we'll see how things go tonight when I play Reptile with her. Try to figure out some stuff, see what I think. It's still early. We'll give things time. And if I'm incorrect from what I'm thinking now, or I change my mind on what I'm thinking now about her, I'll do an update about Janet Cage and what I think. But that's it for now. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think. Let's talk about it. Really appreciate the support you guys have been giving. Hook me up with the likes, please, so that we can try to spread the channel out better to everybody else. And just keep things going here on ICMK like we've been doing. Looking to bring you some other content that I used to do sometime in the past, and start doing some MK related content, not necessarily related to MK1. And yeah, get things going. But yeah, just leave a comment. I want to hear what you guys think of Janet Cage. What do you think of the narrative being put out there about her being broken and OP? Is she bothering you that much? Do you like playing with her? Have you found something that's awesome with Janet Cage and X character that just isn't being talked about that much yet? Let me know in the comment section. And until next time, guys, we'll catch you later here on ICMK.